All right. Here we go. 3, 2. I don't think it's straight. Is it straight?
I don't think so. It might be, though. Uh-oh. Top camera now. Is it? Yeah. The beginning of something new right here.
All right, here we go. Bro, you ate like half the bag.
Bro, half the bag was already 8.
Yeah.
There's only like 4 left in there. So it's right here. Yo, come on. There it is.
Yeah. Okay. Welcome to the first ever episode of In the Frame with Deej. Our first guest, we have local Winnipeg EDM producer, DJ, house, whatever you want to call it. I like to call him my best friend. We got King JB. In the frame, baby. Let's go.
Woo! Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming, man. So, King JB, where did you get that? Like the name?
King JB, I think the name, when I think about it, I think of like King James. And I think about LeBron James. My favorite basketball player, always has been, forever will be. I think about King James and I think about like dominating, right? Like who's the best, and I want to be the best as a DJ or as a producer or whatever. So I think that's where King JB came from. And plus, I feel like when I was younger too, lots of people would call me the King. I got the King a lot. And it might not make sense to you, but if you were with me around my high school days, then you know that I was called the King.
Nobody called you the King, bro.
I was called the King. I've always been labeled that King.
That King. Nobody called him that King.
So I really think that's where I got the King JB thing from.
For a lot of musicians that I know locally, a lot of their backgrounds come from playing at the church. And a lot of people don't know this about JB, but he played the drums. Was that right? Mm-hmm. He played the drums. You know, always knew how to keep a beat. And I think that goes hand in hand with DJing. Always keeping that beat, keeping that tempo definitely going on and on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. Definitely.
When did you start DJing seriously? Because I know you had like 3 shows now. Yeah, maybe even more.
I've done a couple, and I only started DJing less than a month ago. I think my first show that I did was November 14th, or maybe it was the 15th, and that was House of Gobble's 3rd event. Those are run by some of my friends, Zach, Alex, Nico. They're running House of Gobble, and I had just met Zach at a friend's party, and because of that, we got in touch. I sent him some of my tracks, and he really liked them. So then he got me on their event, and I had no idea how to DJ. So that week before the event, I was literally on YouTube every day watching tutorials, having different DJs that I know, different local DJs come to my house and literally teach me everything that they know. And by the event, I wouldn't say I was completely ready, but I was ready enough, and I had all my friends there, so it went good. And then from there, I got another event too. I did Hush, which is We Are Loud's after party events. I was on from 2 a.m. to 3 a.m. Never DJ'd an after party before, only been to them. That one I felt much more comfortable because I had done it before too, and you know, around 2:30, 2:45 it was bumping there, and it was really cool. So those are the only 2 events that I've done so far, but I do have lots of things now obviously lined up for January and February and March, and fingers crossed late December, late this year.
Late this year, wow. It really seems like the end of this year of 2024, you really had that drive to just push your career,
man.
And it, to me, I feel like it's just skyrocketing. It's just going up from now.
Yeah, I think something clicked. Like I say, like late October, start of November, when I was releasing Throw Your Hands, something kind of clicked where I'm like, okay, if I really want to do this, I can't be making a song once every 2 months. I can't be posting something once every 3 weeks if I actually want people to see. And I want people to see and hear my songs because I think that they're really good. So I want other people to hear that and relate to it too in whatever way possible. So I think something clicked for me. And, you know, I changed up a lot of things in my life. cut off some people, and I just kind of stayed focused. And since then, with Throw Your Hands, I had a King JB pizza special come out of nowhere, and now I'm doing a new thing called Local Frequency with my friends Matthew and Noah, and we have local DJs on our YouTube channel now, and I have a YouTube channel. Now I'm doing a podcast with Deej and stuff, so more opportunity comes the more that you put yourself out there too. And I've noticed too, it doesn't hurt to always just ask people too, like even learning how to DJ. I've DM'd so many local DJs and stuff, and people will answer and people will help you out if you ask, right? It's like, yo, I want to do this, can you help me out? Like, lots of people are willing to help because it's Winnipeg, and most people here are on the come up too. You know what I mean? Like, nobody here is super big, and we do have lots of people who are big and who have made it and who are making it right now, but there's so many of us that are still trying their hardest to, you know, be on the come up, right?
Exactly.
Whatever that may look like for them.
Or be in the frame.
Be in the frame, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly, be in the frame. But yeah, I wouldn't say like things they're definitely like getting bigger. I wouldn't say they're skyrocketing. It's like I'm viral now all of a sudden, but I've noticed a change.
There's a steady uphill.
Yes, definitely steady uphill. There's been a shift for sure because a lot of people didn't even know I released music until last month, and I've been releasing it since April.
Yeah.
Some people still don't even know. We follow each other on Instagram and have each other on Snapchat, where I literally post all the time, and still they don't even know, right? So in my head, I've been thinking, how much more do I have to do, or what more can I do to get someone's grandma to be able to know that I release music because she saw a Facebook post or something. Yeah, but that's what I've been trying to do. But it's working. Slowly and steady wins the race. And
see, when you say that releasing music, the first song you ever released was Work Your Fingers. Work Your Fingers. That track holds a special part deeply to me because when you first made that song, that was when we were making like hip hop, rap.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden you just switched. You're like, we got to do something else, man. And tell us about like on your way to making Work Your Fingers. Because I think without Work Your Fingers, we wouldn't have the King JB.
We wouldn't have King JB without Work Your Fingers, which is really funny, and it's really odd to me because Work Your Fingers wasn't even the first song that I wanted to release, but for some reason, I knew that it had to be the first song that I should release. Like, after I made it, I remember sending it to you and Emson. I think those were the only two people that I sent it to at the time.
Yeah, and when you posted that, you also held a photo shoot.
Yeah, everything.
Which I DJ'd.
Yeah.
I DJ'd that one. That was a fun night,
That was
man.
fun. That's when like when it first started and the drive and passion was still really there. You know what I mean? And I think after that it kind of just faded down because I didn't know what to put out. People liked Work Your Fingers so much, and I was so surprised that people were actually listening to it. And I got 1,000 streams in the first day. That hasn't happened since, but it still happened. I was like, holy shit! What am I supposed to do now? Like, what am I supposed to release? None of my other songs are as good as this. And I kind of lost confidence, and then it kind of went downhill, and then now we're going back up.
Hello Horses, man.
Hello Horses Hit the Road.
If you guys haven't heard that track, that's
Hello
a
Horses
track.
Hit the Road.
That's a crazy track, man.
That song is so good. I love that song. That one's definitely one of my favorites. And it's just crazy to me how I made that by myself, like in my room. Same thing with Work Your Fingers. Work Your Fingers too. I was still in school at the time, and it was like 4 a.m. when I probably finished it. Or the first version. There's like 4 different versions of Work Your Fingers. When I finished the first version of it, it was like 4 or 5 or 6 a.m. I don't know. And I remember having to sleep for an hour and then rush to class after that, and then constantly replaying it on my way to school while I'm running to school and being like, yo, this song is really good. Like, I can't believe I made this, right?
Yeah.
And I know you know that feeling too because you're also a music producer. So you know, like, when you make something that you really like, even if it's not that good, if it's something that you really like, you're just always listening to it and you're just vibing out to it. Yeah. It's one of my favorite things about music. Even if it's not your best song or something, if you really like it, it holds that special place in your heart, like you mentioned earlier, like Work Your Fingers does for both of us.
Yeah, exactly. So what's in plan for King JB in the upcoming year, 2025?
My plan for 2025 is to keep posting as much as possible until somebody notices what I'm doing and what me and my friends are doing, because I think it's cool, all the things that we're doing. And even this now, podcast, I think it's cool, and I think I want people to see it because, you know, it's a cool thing to do and it's fun, right? And everybody else has theirs. I want to have mine too. I'm gonna be doing lots of I want to be doing lots of shows, and I think it's right now in the day and age we live in, it starts with social media. So I really want my Instagram and TikTok or whatever to pop as much as I can get it to, because you know, when people see you on Instagram or TikTok, then you'll get DMs saying, hey, can you do this? Hey, can you do this event or whatever? And then of course build more relationships and meet new people through the events I already have or through the DJs here that I already know. And then aside from that, put out more music and just get better at producing too, like get a lot better at, because I think my songs are great, but then I'll listen to somebody else, right? And I'm like, holy shit,
the grass is always greener.
I know.
Grass is
like
always
this is
greener.
way better. I don't sound anything like Dom Dalla. I'm like, oh man, yeah, I want to get a lot better at producing, but I think I'm still on a good steady like path right now, you know what I mean? Because I don't think I'm bad, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, no,
but I'm
there's definitely worse.
Yeah, there's definitely worse,
Yeah.
but I don't think I'm the greatest either. But I think if I keep going on this path and this pace that I'm going at, I can be really, really good.
So when it comes to music, when it comes to creating, producing, who's your biggest inspiration?
I've really lately, I think my biggest inspirations have been Kate Trinata, Knock 2, and Fisher. And I'm not saying those are my favorite producers or DJs or artists, but those are just the ones that lately have been inspiring me. And that's only because they're able to make music that just sounds so good. You know what I mean? When you hear Fisher, you can't help but keep listening. And then the way Kate Trinata's music sounds in headphones or on speakers, right? And all of that side chain, it feels like the beat is lifting you up and putting you back down at times. And it's just such a cool feeling. Like, their music makes you feel stuff. And then obviously Knock 2 is Knock 2. And if you know who Knock 2 is, I don't really need to say anything about what his music does or how he's like made a whole new genre or whatever he's even doing. I don't even understand what that is. But it's just really cool how their music makes people, or how it makes you feel something, you know? And I think that's one big thing about music. And that's why we have music, because music, whatever genre it is, whatever genre you love, it makes you feel something, right? Yeah. It's crazy. Music heals people. Music also makes people very dangerous and fake gangsters. You know what I mean? Like, it's just crazy the influence that music can have.
Fake gangsters, man.
For me, I want my music to just, like, you hear it somewhere and you just automatically start like bopping your head. And I think Knock 2 and especially Fisher and Kate Trinata, I think they do a lot of that, because when you hear Losing It Now, who knows how many years later you're still gonna go like this, like automatically, like your muscles, like you can't help it but bop your head. And I want my music
even when
to
you
be
say
like,
the name Losing It,
yeah, you start going
want to
like
sing
this.
it. You want to be like, losing it.
Yeah, exactly. I just want to have music like that. And just, Kate Trinata's music, when you hear at all.
So good. Be Your Girl, man.
Yeah.
So good.
I'm not a singer, by the way. I'm also looking for singers. So if anyone's watching this and you sing, I can't keep using Splice, yo. I need some singers.
So tell us about your journey to becoming King JB.
Well, it started with me and like you and all our friends. We used to freestyle in high school around tables and do some challenges, some rice meat challenge and everything. That's where it all started with music, and at least making music, because from there we started making our own music and we started rapping on beats, rap on YouTube beats, you know, Moneybagg Yo type beat, J. Cole type beat, Drake type beat, all of that stuff, right? We'd always do that Migos type beat at the time, Lil Uzi Vert type beat. I can keep on going, Cardi type beats. I still freestyle on Cardi type beats, but we'd always freestyle, and from the freestyles we started to make our own music, because we honestly ran out of instrumentals on YouTube, or lots of them were trash. We're like, yo, these are trash, like, why don't we just make our own beats then? Okay, so then DJ started making beats, and then I started making beats, and then we met James, and then we'd all rap on beats. We get James to make us beats, and we just rap on them. And even during COVID, we couldn't stop rapping. We had some sort of bug or something was in the air, not the COVID bug obviously, but we'd get into the car during COVID when you weren't allowed to go out, and we'd record inside the car, and we called it it the car studio. We were just addicted to making music, and we wanted every rap song to be better than the last one. And I'll never forget any of that, because I never felt like such a new like passion for anything like so strong before, because I've done so many things. I used to try and do workout videos, I used to try and do this, I used to try and do that, but to be rapping on beats, like I've never felt such a strong passion. And with your friends that are feeling it, like Josh Anglo or Emson Malari, who were rapping with us too, you know,
Yeah.
it's just so much fun. And just getting into cars with your friends or literally rapping anywhere, it was so much fun. For me, when King JB started to happen, or when a shift changed happened, it was when I saw Steve Aoki, and it was one of my first raves, maybe my second or third rave I ever went to, and I watched him throwing cake at people, and I was like, yo, this guy's getting paid to press play and throw cake at people? Like, you're joking, right? So I was like, you know what? I'll just make EDM then. I don't need to do rap. Everybody and their mom is rapping right now.
Yeah,
I don't need to rap.
exactly.
So I'm like, okay, let's just do EDM then. So then I started making EDM beats. And I remember at the beginning, I used to think they were so good, but when I listened back to them, they were so bad. Some of them still really good. I still might even drop some of my very, very old ones.
All right,
like a Do the JV.
Do
You know what I mean?
Let me check the camera real quick.
Oh,
this one's still working. Oh, okay, good. It still got that. King JB, man. I want to say thank you so much for coming to the show. Yo, what?
just keep going. Sorry. Sorry.
Okay, you want to
That's
keep
because the camera fell and you just sat down. You're like, okay, King JB. Just keep going. I'm sorry.
Yo, they didn't have to know that, man.
I know, but I do.
All right. King JB, man, I'm excited to see what's going to happen to you and with your career, all the shows you're doing, man. I'll be at your next one for sure. Can't wait to hear your next tracks. I can't wait to hear your first album or EP. I know that's in the works.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're trying to keep it underground for now.
No, definitely not. I don't know what I'm going to call it, but like maybe something like Drugs in Dubai or something. Just something that sticks in your head and you're like, why did he put that as the name? Like Work Your Fingers or Drama in Bali. I ain't never had no drama in Bali.
Ain't no way you're doing drugs in Dubai.
I don't know, something like that. You know, we're driving in Denmark.
Hoes in Uzbekistan.
Yeah. Problems in Peru.
Yo, that's actually good.
Yo, that's pretty good. See, that's what I
good.
mean. Yeah,
I like
that's my EP is gonna be named something like that. I have like 3 songs that I think I want to put on it, but for me, I'm like a perfectionist. You know, I gotta have the whole intro and everything. I gotta make sure all the songs connect. There's gotta be a skit in there or something.
Well, you don't necessarily have to do that for.
You don't have to do that.
Not for an EP.
You don't have to, but I want to do that for an EP. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want to, and I've always wanted to. So it's gonna be like an EP/album thing, but that's just JB for you. That's King JB for you. It's gotta be different, bro.
Okay, let's do it for like wrap it up. Cut to the clips.
Dang it, the other camera would have been nice for those ones because we were laughing and stuff.